Hi Pisces, welcome to your weekly forecast for September 19th through the 25th. This is a general reading for Pisces Sun, Moon, and Rising. I am setting the intention for the 7-day period of time, but you might stumble upon this video in a few weeks, a few months, a few years. It's all good. You're going to find it whenever you're meant to find it. And whenever it's time for you to hear the messages. Keep in mind it is a general reading for the collective. Therefore, not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. And without further ado, my dears and my darlings, let's see what's coming up here in the week ahead. So, first card that's coming up here for the Pisces collective is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is a card that comes up when we may be seeking fulfillment. We may be wanting more than what we've been doing. And I feel that this energy is coming up in terms of like your work endeavors, career endeavors. For some reason, I'm feeling a sense like you're beginning to feel like everything is really, I don't know if monotone is the right word, but like just Groundhog's Day. Like it's the same thing all the time, all the time, all the time. And you're wanting to breathe life into it. You're wanting to breathe fire or passion back into it. So I feel like you might be re-examining your approach or like doing what you're doing, like revamping or revising. If you're doing something in terms of like creative endeavor, you may be looking at like a new approach. You may be looking at branching out into different I don't know if modalities is the right word, but you just might be feeling like things need to be refreshed, renewed, coming back with like a different angle, coming back with a different approach. Now, some of you have heard me say with this Eight of Cups, Eight of Cups is a card that comes up for me a lot of the time for people who tend to be overachievers and for people who tend to accomplish things that other people can't, right? And you might make it look very easy, but people don't realize how hard you work and how much you're like, I'm not giving up until I do this, I'm not giving up until I achieve this, right? And so you don't give up until you achieve it, and you achieve it and you're happy for a little bit, but the happiness doesn't last long because you're like, you know what, this didn't make me feel the way I thought it was going to make me feel. So maybe I focused on the wrong thing. Maybe I'm going to be happier when I go back and I get my degree. Or maybe I'm going to be happier when I find my soulmate and I fall in love. Or maybe I'm going to be happier when I get married or I have kids. Or maybe I'll be happier when I uh, uh, go, I don't know, hiking across the world. I don't know, whatever it is. It's like you have this thing in your mind that, like, okay, I'm happy I did this. It didn't fulfill me. I know what's going to fulfill me. This is what's going to fulfill me. And now you're in this cycle where happiness and fulfillment is constantly attached to the next goal or the next accomplishment. And so what ends up happening is you get in really busy energy and you're happy for a little bit and then you're like, oh, it didn't make me feel the way I thought. And you're in this cycle. It just goes on and on and on. And your angels and guides are like, look, we're watching you work awfully hard and we don't want to see you accomplishing these big things and not feeling fulfilled. So the Eight of Cups tells us that the reason why we don't feel fulfilled is there's a disconnect in our spiritual connection. And that's why we're not feeling satisfied. That's why we're not feeling fulfilled with our accomplishments. And if we can be in our spiritual connection, then guess what? We're going to feel satisfied with our work. We're going to feel satisfied with our accomplishments. We're going to feel enough. I feel for Pisces, a lot of this is also connected to like feeling loved. You're doing a lot of things because you think it's going to earn you love. And you know people love you, but it's hard for you to feel loved. And in the spiritual connection, this is going to change and this is going to shift. But this card also, as I'm looking at this, and there's like the cups at the bottom and then there's the dolphin, I feel some of you Pisces are spending way too much time in the shadow work realm. Shadow work is crucial. Shadow work is important. We have to face those deep, dark places. But the dolphin is saying you need to come up to the surface and you need to play. Play is going to be just as healing as all the deep, dark, facing the demons. And so playing, I feel, is going to bring you back to your spiritual connection, your heart center, your inner child, and you're going to feel that connected to that magic that exists in the world, or in the universe, I should say. The next card that's coming up here for you all is the Princess of Pentacles. This could be an earth sign person, sun, moon, rising, or Venus. And so earth sign would be Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. If you have earth sign placements, it could be you. And aspects of yourself that are shifting and changing. Now, with the Princess or the Page of Pentacles, it's also a card that comes up for me when we're putting our energy based into what is going to be worthwhile for us. We're putting our time, our attention, our energy, our resources into things that are going to produce a harvest for us, things that are going to be fruitful for us, whether it's financial or in terms of just fulfillment in life, whatever it may be. So you may be finding that you're getting very focused here and you're doing things with more intention in a more deliberate way, and you're cutting out unnecessary things. You're cutting out anything that is a whole lot of work for a little bit of juice. You're not doing that anymore. You're being more efficient. You may also be educating yourself about money and different types of accounts and how money works and coming into financial efficiency. Sometimes there could be that aspect here too with the Page of Pentacles. I'm trying to see if anything else is coming up at me. Some of you may be spending more time in nature, okay? Some of you may also be feeling the desire or the need to spend time with animals or like getting a pet. I know this is a bear, but as I'm looking at it, I keep seeing Max. I don't know why that bear is making me think of Max. So some of you maybe are feeling a need or a desire for like a pet or being around pets or being in nature. I don't know why I just heard animal sanctuary. Maybe some of you are wanting to volunteer at some kind of an animal sanctuary, and this could be a part of your healing and connecting with spirit and connecting with God, with higher self, and getting just rooted and grounded in that connection. The next card that's coming up here for you all is the Five of Wands. This also came up for Taurus, I want to say. Yes, for Taurus. If you have Taurus placements, it would be a good idea to watch that video this week. Even if you don't usually, be a good idea. Or if you're dealing with a Taurus, it might be a good idea to watch that video this week. Five of Wands can be feeling conflicted or competing goals. And so I'm feeling here that you've had a lot of irons in the fire. Maybe you've had a lot of projects you're working on, a lot of things you're trying to accomplish all at once. And you've been seeing this as like a way to heal. Like, I'm going to keep myself busy. I'm going to keep myself occupied. If I'm being productive, I'm not going to have time for vices. I'm not going to have time to get into trouble or fall into depression or whatever it might be, right? There's this saying, the devil will find work for idle hands to do. So you're like, nope, not today, devil, and your hands are awfully busy. But you may be doing so many things at once that it's counterproductive. They're working excuse me. They're working against each other, right? Nothing is moving forward because too many things are happening, and it's like it's clogging things up. So this could be a good time to lay down some of these things, maybe focus on one thing at a time, and make sure that you're making time to have fun, to rest, to relax, to play. Maybe even, do things that you did as a kid, or watch movies or cartoons or read books that you were really into as a kid. Because for some reason, as I'm looking at that dolphin, and then we've got the Princess of Pentacles here, I feel like inner child energy. Like there's going to be a lot of connecting with the inner child, and that's going to be very, very positive. So, and I also just heard like bury the hatchet. So maybe with this Five of Wands, being very busy is something that you're seeing as like, I'm going to be really busy, I'm going to be really productive, I'm going to be really successful, and I'm gonna, really show this person. Like there's a bit of a revenge fantasy here. Whatever you're working on, whatever you're trying to accomplish, it's like, I'm gonna show them in their face. And I'm sorry to tell you this, but sometimes when we're manifesting things and we're like seeing it in our mind, and we're visualizing it to manifest it, but we have like a revenge fantasy attached to it, like we see ourselves succeeding, and like somebody else like looking and like just eating their heart out and feeling like they missed out, or they misjudged us and they rejected us, and now they're regretting it. When we try to manifest with a revenge fantasy attached, a lot of the times that blocks the manifestation, because it's not being done with a pure heart, and it's not being done with a right or productive motive. So you can accomplish these things, but don't attach to it, any kind of a revenge fantasy, because at the end of the day, Pisces, you don't have anything to prove to anybody. You should do the things that you're doing because it brings you joy. You should do the things that you're doing because it gives you a sense of fulfillment, not because it's giving you a sense of identity, or it's vindicating or validating you. So this could be a good time to check in and examine your motives. Why am I doing this? Because at the end of the day, is it really worth going through all that work to shove something in somebody else's face? To heck with them. You're just better off doing what you're doing because it gives you joy and fulfillment. So you might be re-examining that. The next card that's coming up here for Pisces is the Six of Wands. This is victory, overcoming obstacles, overcoming challenges, beating out the competition, breaking away from this energy. So you guys maybe already know this and you're breaking out of it. And guess what? As you're moving away from that and letting that go, vindication and validation comes in. There may also be a lot of positive talk about you at this time, Pisces. People may be like gossiping about you in a positive way, saying good things about you, noticing your accomplishments, and noticing the success that you're making. So there could also be word of mouth business coming your way. If you're somebody that you have business, there could be a lot of referrals or word of mouth stuff coming your way. You might want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks your moon sign and rising sign are going to resonate more than your sun sign. Love readings for September are linked in the description. The weekly forecasts are linked in the description. So it'll be easier for you to find your sun and moon and rising and all that good stuff. If you'd like to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. I hope you'll come back tomorrow and check out the card of the day. Every day I post a daily message as well. If not, please have a fabulous week, and please come back and check out next week's forecast. Take care, my dears. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Take care.